Welcome to Revive Renew Restore. I am Tamika. It's been a while I've done a video. Yes, so today I decided that I need to do my third video on my story concerning the deaths, the pain and the hurts that I've been through. So, yes, it's good to be back. It's not easy talking about your story, but I know the Lord would have strengthened me somehow when I was able to share and continue to share my story. Welcome again to Revive Renew Restore. I am Tamika. So today I will be continuing on my story as to how I lost or the death of my son at Cornell Regional Hospital and how it affected me. Yes, so I would have left off in my previous video when the pandemic hit and I was locked inside. I was locked in my head. I was locked physically in, and emotionally I was locked in. Yes, so when the pandemic struck, I was inside. 99.9% of the time I was inside. And being inside, I was alone. I was alone in my apartment. I was alone in everything. Different from the Lord was with me, but I was alone. And being alone and being in pain and going through all of that, it wasn't easy. So I will continue where I left off. So after being alone and being inside, and inside was not the place for me based on the position that I was. Because being outside, I didn't have to deal with my hurts. I didn't have to deal with my pain. I didn't have to deal with my trauma. But now, there is no outside for me. It's just inside. So I had to deal with that. So one of the time I start hearing sound, I start literally talking with myself, answering myself. I would walk to the mirror. There was a mirror in the passage to my kitchen and bathroom. I would walk to the mirror. I would stare in the mirror. I would look at myself. I would go back to the bedroom. And I will continue this. After looking in the mirror sometimes, I would like, by looking at them, don't girl. And I'll be looking at myself and I would like move in and like something like that, and yeah, good girl, yeah, and I love you, and I would like, don't you love me too, and stuff like that. The mirror, I would do it in. I feel like I was being sucked and drawn into a very dark place, but the Lord would have helped me. So after looking in the mirror and carrying on with all of that, I would walk back to my room. I would look through the windows. I would walk from the window to the kitchen. I'll open the refrigerator. I'll pour some water. I'll put it back. I'll peel an orange, taste it. I'll put it back. Go into the bathroom, turn on the pipe, and it was like this. It was like an everyday thing, doing this from the mirror to the bathroom to the windows to the bedroom to the bathroom, and it was like this. It was like this. Night and day, because we had classes online. So for the 1 hour class, it was good, but after the class it was a nightmare into daytime. One of the time, I was sitting there, and like I said, I started to hallucinate. I started to hallucinate the size I think my child would have been. And I was there sitting on the bed, and I was like, it's like I saw this boy child came up to me, and I was, like rubbing the child head, and like just loving up the child, but it wasn't real. It was all in my head. I was hallucinating. It's not something easy. At night it was dark, and with all of that, it was even more dark. It was total darkness. But when I feel real down, the most I could do, I cried. Or sometimes I would say, Lord, why me? God, why did I have to go through this? Would I be a bad mother? Why did I have to go through this? A lot of persons are having their child and they're throwing it in the garbage. I would not have done that. So why did I had to go through this? And the way it happened, it was devastating. It was really devastating. So months pass, we're still on lockdown. I go outside. Gradually the places started to open, so you had longer time to go, more days to go on the outside. So I would go on the outside. I was stand under the trees and walk and watch the kids them playing and everyone doing their stuff. So that helped a bit, so I could watch that, so I didn't have to deal with what's going on inside. I reached a point where I can remember clearly. I was walking on the road. I think I was going to the supermarket, and a bus was passing. And I was supposed to cross. And it's like something was saying, why don't you just walk out into the road? You don't have anything to live for. The one thing that you had is dead. So what is your purpose? Just walk out into the road. Go. You have nothing. I remember I stepped down from off the sidewalk, and I was going to step and say, but it's true, I don't have nothing, because the one thing that I love and adore is dead. So my parents will be okay, my sisters will be okay, my brothers will be okay, my nephew will be okay. So I'm like, what the hell? Why not just walk out? No one will miss you. You have nothing. And I stepped down off the sidewalk, and I was timing the bus to say I'm going to walk up there. But when I put one foot, I stepped down from the sidewalk, and I put one foot and I stepped down with the other foot, and I was going to walk. I was like, no. Mm-mm. How my parents would feel about this, how my sister would take this, how would they take it? They would not take it right. They would not take it well. So I stepped back on the sidewalk, and it's like it was a battle in my head. It was a battle in my head. Anyways, while dealing with the battle in my head, I started walking towards, because I was going to the supermarket. So I continued. Being in the supermarket, I walk around and I look and I look and I look. And I went to the alcohol side. I was like, this pain is so much. I wonder if I can just buy a bottle and just turn it to my head and drink and see if all this pain would stop, if the hurt would stop, if everything would just stop, so I don't have to feel the pain, the hurt. So I walked there and I was looking and I was like, I was looking. And then I saw Baileys. I'm like, wow, Baileys. This always Baileys and rum cream, nice. So yes, I purchased a bottle. I bought a bottle. And when I went home, I turned up the music. And I started to dance. And I had a glass with my Baileys, of course. And I drank. And I danced and I drank and I danced and I drank. It was like, after I finished, I'm like, oh, this feels good. Now I had wine, so I changed the glass and said, now it's wine time. I'm going to drink some wine and feel nice, which I did. I drank the Baileys and I drank the wine. I drank it to numb the pain, numb the hurt. But little did I know that would not do nothing. I wasn't even drunk. I wasn't even drunk. So here comes the memory. Here comes the memory, because we're in December. Here comes the memory. December 2020. Here comes the memory. Sorry, November, late November, going into December, like the same time, because the same time into December is the most painful time for me. So here it comes. I drank and I feel nice. Then here comes the memory, the pain all over, reliving what I'd experienced. It was like, I can't bother. I cannot bother. I cannot take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. What do I have to live for? And I was like in a 34 floor apartment. I was on the 34th floor. The view was very beautiful. I went out there and I was just looking. I was just looking down. And I was like, supposing I just climb out through the window. If I fall, I won't die. I will just float in. And I started imagining myself just going through the window, jumping through that window. Because I was just empty. I was empty. I was broken. I was hurt. I don't even have adjective to describe the feeling, how I was feeling. I was feeling devastated. I was feeling lost. I didn't have any feeling. I didn't know what to feel. I had all the mixed emotions you can think of. I had all of them. And all of them, and despite that, through that, I got to be strong, because here comes the phone ringing. How are you? Are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm good. I'm good with tears in my eyes. Good with tears running down. Good with my heart tearing out of my chest. I had panic attacks each time the memory come. I had panic attacks. I couldn't even breathe. One of the time I remember the memory, I started to remember, and the imagination and everything started to come. I could not breathe. I was fighting for breath. I was breathless. I didn't know that one thing could hurt so much. I did not know it could hurt so much. I did not know. I did not know. I did not know. Only God would know how. If it wasn't for God, I would have been dead. I would have walked out in that bus. I would have walked out in that truck. I would have jumped through that window. I would have just laid down and just dead. Sometimes I just lie on the sofa and I would stare in the ceilings for hours. For hours I would stare in the ceiling. I had something like a teddy cushion thing. I would hold it and I would imagine it was my baby. I would hold it and I would just looking down on it, because I feel it was lonely, it was painful. I just wanted to hold him. Just wanted to feel his touch, feel his embrace. That's just what I wanted. I wanted to feel him. I didn't get a chance to hold him. I didn't get a chance to tell him that I love him. I was robbed. I was robbed of all of that. I didn't get the chance, and I guess that's why it hurt so much. That's why the pain lingered, because I didn't get to hold him. I didn't get to tell him how much I love him and how much I'm going to miss him. I did not get the chance to do none of that, and it hurts. It hurts. It hurts even though it hurts. It hurts so much even though the time draw nearer. It hurts. And even though the time draw nearer, it hurts like crazy. It hurts like crazy. It hurts like crazy. Only God. Only God. I will continue with my story. But for now, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining Tamika and Revive, Renew, Restore. Goodbye.